Hi, everybody. It is exciting to be speaking to you out of my office again. For 3 months, I have been speaking to you from various destinations, and I've been living out of one or two cases. And I'm really amazed at my own ability to adapt to any condition and circumstance to keep showing up for myself, for my students, for you. And I'm excited to be back in my office because my books are here and I can finally also show off my latest acquisition. I'm really excited to show off my latest acquisition, this beautiful copy of Thinking into Results. And it was signed for me by Sandy Gallagher herself with love and light. She created this, and it started out as a little scribble on her notepad at one of Bob Proctor's seminars. I want to create a program with Bob Proctor that will change the lives of thousands of people and change the way companies work. Here it is. It has changed the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. It still does today, and it's certainly changed my life. So I was really grateful to be able to collect this in Scottsdale and to put it on my shelf as my little trophy. Today I want to talk to you about something really interesting. I've been discussing this with my students, and it is perception. How perception is completely colored and formed by our early life programming. You see the frame around my video. It is blue, right? How do we know that it is blue? We know that it is blue because right from when we're learning about life, about the world, about colors, when you're really little, you're told repeatedly that is blue. And then you're asked, what color is that? And you go like, yellow. And no, it's not yellow, it's blue. And you're corrected over and over again until you recognize the color blue, until you have formed those cells of recognition in your brain that then respond to blue. And then if you notice with little kids, when they learn something new, like blue, they start looking around them and they go like, oh, where else can I find blue? Oh, look, blue shoes. Oh, the sky is blue. The door to that house is blue. Look, mama, blue, 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 blue. And they just enjoy finding blue everywhere. And that's all they see. For that moment, when they're internalizing that information, they don't really see many other colors. Maybe they're internalizing 2 or 3 colors and then they go blue, yellow, orange, blue, yellow, orange. But they're looking for the confirmation outside of them. And slowly that becomes something that they then have internalized. And that is their paradigm now. That is their belief. This is blue. Every time they see this frequency coming off my shirt or off the screen or of something, they say blue, right? Your beliefs are created in the same way. They are opinions, other people's beliefs that are repeated over and over again. And children pick these things up and then they go like, okay, the world is not safe. And they look for that belief around them and they see it in movies and TV shows, in what adults around them are talking about, in their fairy tale book, and they look for a confirmation of that belief over and over, and that's all they see. A belief is not limited to an object like a color is. So they're figuring out how the world is not safe. And yes, that becomes a part of their survival mechanism. As do other beliefs. I am not worthy of an abundant life because my parents are always talking about how hard it is. to make money, or how money is difficult to come by, or how, right? Every little piece that forms our self-image and the image we have of the world is created in the same way as our color programming is done. And then we look around us and we find the proof that we need to make that belief then a part of our paradigms. It colors our perception of the world. You may have had aunties and uncles that had a beautiful, loving relationship, but if your parents were, for example, always in a struggle, in a conflict, and your mom would then express out loud how just you wait till you get married, just you wait till a man comes into your life, and then you'll know what a relationship is, how it feels, what I'm going through. Then that becomes the internalized piece of belief for that kid. And the kid will then look for affirmations, for the proof. The expectation is built then, and the expectation will create the reality that the kid perceives. It won't take much notice of all the times that things are going well around it. It takes notice of the times that that negative belief is affirmed and confirmed. Now, when we were living in caves, this ability to retain programming was our survival mechanism. And a lot of our paradigms are formed and help us to survive. But many of the paradigms that keep us in a life of limitation, whether it be in relationships or in abundance or in health, are formed the same way our belief is formed around colors. And we can and we must reprogram that belief. So the first step is to identify the belief. The second step is to put it down on paper so that it's something that is now outside of you. The third step is to understand that this belief doesn't serve me. And I don't have to figure out where it came from, but I know that because I live in a universe of opposites, whenever there is a question, there is an answer. If there's a left side to this pen, there is a right side. And if I have a negative belief about myself or about something in life, then there must be an opposite truth to that belief. And if I've written down this belief and I've put it into words, then I can use the law of opposites and describe the opposite belief, even if it's not a real belief for me or isn't yet a real belief for me. And I haven't found the evidence of this because I've been focusing out of these lenses. I'm going to write down the words for this opposite belief. And then I'm going to make an affirmation out of this. And I'm going to repeat this just the way this was repeated over and over until it became a part of my personality. I'm going to repeat this now. And I'm going to be very strict with my subconscious mind. And whenever the old belief shows up, I'm going to go like, you don't live here anymore. I choose this. And that is what your conscious mind is able to do. Your conscious mind can generate and choose any belief that you want and that serves you, that builds your self-confidence, that believes in your own ability to be, do, and have whatever you want, not what you've been told you should want. I think I've given you enough value for today. Digest it, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye now.